game-wise specifically, I know you said yesterday at practice that you guys talked about late game execution. In this one, where did you see things start to swing and what changed?
Well, first, I give our guys extreme amount of credit for being prepared to play. I think we came out halftime, we were up 8 maybe, something like that. So really tried to play to our strengths. I think we were able to push the ball, kick it ahead a little bit. We made some shots. We defended. And again, the only good, bad category was the rebounding. And that hurt us in the first half and the second half. So that was a big piece of the entire night, their ability to offensive rebound and capitalize. So a lot of times that makes it just harder on your offense because we're playing against a set defense. They were switching, and we were trying to get to the paint, trying to get to the rim, give them a credit for staying in front of us. So.
And all season long, you've been talking about writing your own story. What did you tell the guys about how this chapter ends and what you've just liked about coaching this group?
Yeah, I told them they should feel extremely proud when they walk around the borough of Brooklyn. We represented in an extremely, a way that we competed. We didn't make excuses this year. We figured out how to stay together. That locker room was together even to the end of the game. I said it's an opportunity for us to grow from this, to reestablish, to re-energize, to put our culture back in the place where it needs to be going forward. And a lot of guys in that locker room are going to be part of that. I'm thankful for that, and I appreciate that they allowed me to coach them and on a daily basis.
Jacque, I got two for you. This was not exactly a three-point shooting clinic for either team. Just what do you make of the game-long struggles of trying to hit from there?
Yeah, it's just, Alex, coming into the series, we just really believed that was a way for us to score, really, and stay in the games. I love these last 3 games for us defensively to hold them to 102 and 96 and 96. You would think we'd have a chance. Our chance was to shoot the 3 ball. And I think uncharacteristically, you look across the board, just wasn't one person. Across the board, across the series, we didn't shoot to our averages. And, analytically, we always talk about, at the end of the day, you're going to shoot what you shoot. If a guy's a 38% shooter, he's going to more than likely shoot 38%. And we had a multitude of guys that didn't reach their numbers this series.
And then just with Mikal, tough day for him. I mean, how much do you think that was their defense, and then also just the I was going to butcher his pronunciation. Just the culmination of leading the NBA in minutes, games played, miles, etc. Just kind of maybe catching up with him in addition to their defense.
Yeah, tried to trim his minutes a little bit at the first half. I think CJ was actually leading us in minutes at half, so definitely cognizant of it. We're talking about a young man that's growing in front of our eyes, and we get a chance to see it and see what it feels like to be called upon in the fourth quarter and have to produce when you're guarding the best player on the other team. Great learning experience that we can't replicate unless he goes through it, and he's going to grow from it. He's going to be a better player from it. I'm going to be able to look back on this and talk to him about this summer, what this felt like, what it looks like going forward, because he's a part of it. So he'll embrace it. He'll be better, and he'll be, can't look forward to watching him in this position again.
Jacque, this is twofold. In Mikal's case, understanding that there's a cumulative effect of minutes and on his legs and so forth, but when you guys have so many players that shoot so far off of their three-point averages, in your mind, what was the reasoning for that? I mean, was it their defense, or was that just a lack of a shot creation on the roster?
Well, I think overall, when you want easy shots, and so a lot of times those easy shots just come from transition. So we tried to create our easy shots transition-wise. Our focus was the turnover piece. The third quarter of last game, we had 50% of our possessions was transition. We wanted to replicate that over and over again, so it was tough to do. And then tonight, when Joel doesn't play, even tougher, because James really isn't a turnover-prone player in the sense of pick-on game, one-on-one, pick-and-roll game. So that took away our ability to get some transition opportunities. I think for our group going forward, the ability for multiple people to get downhill and get to the paint and create opportunities, that's a need for us, yes. The first 3 games with Joel, I think he swayed us away from going to the rim. His ability to be a shot blocker and be a deterrent, and then we weren't able to capitalize by shooting threes. I think if we're able to make some of those threes, maybe we bring him from the paint, and games 2 and 3 are different. So perfect storm for them, learning curve for us.
And I mean, you talked about the need to get downhill. In your case, as that's not the nature of your roster as it's currently composed, what can you do, I guess, as a coach in a series like this when Joel's not there, they don't have the rim protection to help facilitate that for your players?
Yeah, I think it's learning conceptually how to get an advantage. And so we had players in position this year where they're not used to setting screens, or some people call them ghost screens, and slipping out of screens, and just not a part of their makeup and their nature. So teaching them how to do that, when to do it, versus what adversary, at what time on the clock. So some of those things that we just didn't get a chance as a group to grow together and learn from each other, we were doing on the fly, Brian. So give this group extreme amount of credit for trying to expedite that gelling. We'll get a full training camp. We'll be able to be around each other, learn each other even more, and we'll be better next time.
Kind of following up on that, when the focal point of your defensive game plan is no longer there and Embiid kind of not being able to play tonight, just how much does that change, and how difficult is it to make that change from, you guys were pretty aggressive in how you were defending him, and then to go from that to him not being out there at all?
Yeah, Christian, I thought we were pretty good. They only had 40 points at halftime, so that's pretty good for us. We got him in a position where the 2 threes that James had, one was a little push off on Patty, and then one was off for offensive rebound. So didn't let him impact the game from shooting threes, so we were locked into the game plan that way. Maxey really didn't get off really in the first half, so 40 points, we gave ourselves a chance. Now, we couldn't make the basketball. That's the other side of it. And then the piece of it that keeps staring us in the face, we got to grab onto it. We got to get bigger over the summer. We got to get nastier over the summer. We got to get guys who really love hitting and take it personal when the other team gets a rebound. That's what we'll be looking for.
Jacque, can you just talk a little bit about, Nick started the year, you weren't his coach, he had 3 All-Stars on the team, and he was the new guy on the block, and he was, he's had to turn into a leader, and just what do you see from him going forward?
To see his growth this year, really, I don't know, makes me realize why I want to do this, to be around a guy that is totally different than when I met him. His seriousness, his ability to talk, to direct guys, to know how to grow with guys, where to be in the right place, learn from it, be in the wrong place, learn from it, to show up every day, to change his free throw routine, and to be able to be locked into trying to get better. A lot of growth from him, more to come, but to see him from the beginning to the end, a lot of credit to him.
Thanks, JB.
Appreciate you guys.
Spencer.